What's going on, everybody? It is the day after Delete Day, and I thank you for joining me, Jay Victor, with another episode of Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast on this beautiful New England day. It is Saturday, August 2nd, the day after Delete Day, or possibly 2 days after, depending when you do your actual deletes. How are you, everybody? So nice to be here. I have a lot of stuff in store, and this is going to be the first episode in a while that I've actually outlined because I had so much stuff I wanted to talk about. I have my little index card, and there's a lot of stuff going on personally, professionally, sweepstakes-wise that I want to chit-chat about. But if you would like to reach out for any reason, and I've been getting more and more emails, which is absolutely wonderful, sweepstakespodcast at gmail.com. Again, sweepstakespodcast at gmail.com. So not only was July 31st, the end of the month for us, the end of another sweepstakes month, and I hope everybody made out swell. It was also the end of my career at my new car place. Not going to get into too many details. My buddy Rick, who got me into that dealership, was nice enough to go along with me. So we will both no longer be at said dealership for whatever reason, and the specific reasons don't matter, but the reason I bring it up, in life, go with your gut. They call it a gut feeling. There's a reason that happens, and some things just aren't a good fit, especially when you're used to doing things one way. Possibly people in charge are used to doing it another. It's not really good, bad, or indifferent. It's like any relationship. Sometimes it just doesn't work. And on to greener pastures for both of us. And that being said, be on the lookout because we got a couple of things brewing. And in addition to this passion project of mine, Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast, be on the lookout because me and my buddy are going to be starting a podcast for people in the car business. It won't be a podcast about, cars and we love cars. It's if you've actually been in the business, been through the grind, been in the box as a finance manager, worked a desk. If you've been a salesperson, grinding out deal after deal, month after month, day after day, year after year. Keep an eye out on that when we have more. We're in the planning stages. We're brainstorming. I did take a quick peek. Didn't really see anything out there. And who knows? We'll see how that goes. We talked about it quite some time ago, and nothing came of it. But I would love to give it a shot and see what we can do from there. So once we have something lined up, I'm sure I'll be mentioning it on the podcast here. But on to bigger and better things, obviously, and my favorite part of this podcast, talking about wins, and specifically a group that I belong to online, which is run by our fantastic contest queen, Carolyn Willman, a private Facebook group, the Good Vibrations Sweepstakes Club. If you'd wish to join, this is not going to be something where you're going to find sweepstakes and the latest and greatest. This is basically, as it says, just a place to put out good vibes, share your wins. But one of the members mentioned that he had won a Blackstone grill from Heineken. And I will say it's definitely worth the wait. The prize itself is great. I did win a smaller Blackstone griddle from a local radio station. But the reason I bring this up is that your friend and mine, Captain Billy J. Travels, Bill Jensen, also recently won a prize from Heineken. And he posted a jail block, a prison cell outfitted in Heineken colors and branding, as we call the Heineken jail. And the reason I bring this up, for those of you not in the know, Heineken does a ton of promotions, a ton of sweepstakes across their brand and other brands that they own. That would be Heineken, Amstel, Dos Equis, Murphy's, Newcastle, Red Stripe, Strongbow, Tecate, and Tiger. If you win a $5 set of stickers, that essentially puts you into Heineken jail across Heineken and all their different sub-brands. So my point, if I had a point in all this, is when you're doing a Heineken or an Amstel or a Red Stripe or a Newcastle, Dos Equis, whatever kind of sweepstakes under this brand, make sure it's something that you really want to win, because chances are there's going to be a couple of different sweepstakes going on at one time. And if they have something like a grill that you really want and you're putting the time and effort in, and it's about to close in 3 months, but all of a sudden you get a notification that you won a hat, you are out of luck. You might as well stop entering, because you'll be in Heineken jail, and even if they pick you, they will double check against all their winners, and you will be disqualified within that 6-month period of winning something else. So if you are going to do multiple contests from these brands, make sure you just space them out and check that the end date of one sweepstake does not overlap with another, and obviously give it some time for them to pick a winner, of course. But I want to bring that up because when Bill posts his Heineken jail pick, I just think it's hilarious. And the first thing I thought of when our colleague there mentioned he won the Blackstone griddle, I immediately thought of Bill and his Heineken jail. And I mentioned that Bill's finally got a cellmate. So congratulations to both of you guys on the wins. I mentioned the email earlier. Getting a lot of emails, just kind, encouraging words from our usual listeners. I always hear from Bill after a podcast wraps up. Our friend and author, Carolyn Fensel, is always dropping me an email about every month. And then new folks just giving words of encouragement. Like I said, it's a passion project. I love the hobby. I love doing the podcast. And if there's just one person out there listening, it makes it completely worth it. So thanks for the kind words via email at sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. How was your delete day? Mine was interesting because, and I don't want to come off as sounding ungrateful, but I was really thankful for some of these sweeps that had ended at the end of July, just for the sake of the entry and what you got to click and type and, all the steps that it takes. Athletic Brewing Summer Sweepstakes, they had a summer concert sweepstakes where you spin a little wheel, but it's always filling out the information, clicking here, clicking there, getting to the next page. The Butterfinger sweepstakes, where you have to, at least on my browser, you have to click on it once and then click on it again to get the page to open up. And then it always gives you the box asking if you're human, and you got to put your date of birth in every time. And then you got to type in your info. Then you need to put the game code. I was glad to see that one end. The Cayman Jack Gear Up for Summer Adventure sweepstakes. That one's only a pain because it is on a strict 24-hour clock. So it will make note of the exact time that you put in your last entry, and you have to wait for a second after that time to enter again. So if you get up late one day, it's going to push that time off, and sometimes I missed it because I was at work and I couldn't enter it in, and the timing wasn't right in the morning. The Keystone Light Summer 2025 sweep, a lot of clicking, a lot of buttons, a lot of things to pick and enter. Kingsford, they had one where you had to swipe 5 different pictures and click on a box and enter and wait for this thing to load. Klein Grill Master Sweepstakes. Again, I appreciate all these, but some of them take quite a bit instead of just clicking a button and moving on with your day, which I'll give it to them. They make you work for it. As a sponsor, you don't want to make it too easy, I guess, for everyone to enter. But some of them was click here and click there and fill this out and do this and do that. And just glad a lot of those were over. Thank goodness. And we're moving on. We are 2 days into August. Hope everybody collects a whole bunch of good wins. I did post some of my newer wins to the Instagram page and to my TikTok page. So if you happen to be on or near there, feel free to check it out and give me a follow or whatever you'd like to do on either TikTok and Instagram. You can search Official Rules or Sweepstakes Podcast, and you'll be able to find it out. So I noticed on a sweepstakes thread, and it was online, it kind of made me sad for some people. I saw that someone just posted a quick little word about haven't won anything in 3 months. And another person posted, haven't won anything in a year. Another person posted, I haven't won anything in years. Never won anything, can't win, not winning. And I put my 2 cents in there. And I'm always curious, because it's not beyond belief that someone can go on a dry streak or a dry spell. But I noted in there, I've won one thing, at least one thing every month since mid-2022. And I was asking folks, are you maybe just not entering enough? I'm doing between, 70 and 100 dailies every day. I used to do more, and I cut down just based on time and the fact that I didn't want to use autofill. So a lot of these are manual now, so they certainly take up more time. But thankfully, I've always been a fast typer and using my tab button instead of trying to button click and mouse around, and you get into a flow for these types of things in the mornings. But a lot of people are mentioning, they've never won or they can't win or it's been years or anything like that. So I was assuming, these people either aren't doing dailies or they're doing, maybe 10 or 20, but, people are saying that they're doing, 80 or 100 or 120, and they're using autofill but not a form filler. And even in the days when I was using autofill, I was still winning something. So I was always trying to figure that out. And I'm wondering if it's like our contest queen said one time, that there's just some emails that don't do well. If someone has like an AT&T or an SBC or an AOL email that's just automatically blocking, it's not even going to spam, it's just straight up rejecting emails. I found that, having a Yahoo email and some others that have a Gmail usually works out, and you'll get responses. But that's the only thing I could think of, because to do that many sweepstakes every day and just have nothing for months or years is just beyond belief. Do you have any tips for those people that are struggling? Sweepstakespodcast at Gmail, Gmail account, gmail.com, sweepstakespodcast at gmail.com. And let's hope that these dry streaks end. One thing that I can recommend, and obviously it's only if you want to commit a little bit of money to find the best sweepstakes around and have a little bit of an advantage. Maybe it's an organization issue. Maybe people are, entering in a sweepstakes too many times and need some good organization, or just need to find the best sweepstakes around. For my money, if you're going to pay for a website, one of the best ones out there, and I've mentioned it time and time again, if you go to iwincontests.com and give it a shot. There's tons of good sweepstakes out there. The site is super easy to use. You can select your state, and it's going to fish out only sweepstakes that work for your state. They have a sweeper university. They have a great Discord. There's so many resources on iWin Contests that it's kind of like an ace up your sleeve if you're just getting into sweeping, or you've not had any luck. Change your email, get a new email. If you don't have a Gmail or a Yahoo, sign up for one. Make sure it's short. Give iWin Contests a try. It's going to give you the best of the best, and Tom does a great job with the contests on there. I don't really promote my top 5 from there because it wouldn't really be fair to Tom, because he has a lot of sweepstakes that you're just not going to find on a Google search or even some of the other free sweepstakes sites out there. So I try to keep it fair. I do want to mention his site because, it's been a great one that I've had a couple wins this year that I wouldn't have had because the sweepstakes that I found were only on his site. Not to say they didn't eventually come up on the other sites, but if you have the advantage of knowing about a sweep when it first starts and you're not a week behind, 15 days behind, 30 days behind, those are all entries that go into the pot and help you become a winner. So check it out when you get a chance, iwincontest.com. If you need a little bit of an advantage, or you're just tired of your dry spells and you maybe want to try something else out and do a switch, and best thing I can tell you is change that email around. And especially if you have an AT&T, an AOL, or an SBC email, proof's in the pudding. A lot of people over the years have said that they don't get any sweepstakes notifications. They don't even go to spam. They'll just get completely cut out. So give that a try, if you will. So this week's top 5. I'm going to try something a little different because I want to spread the love to some sites that I've used for obviously a long time. Some that I've just found out about. So we're going to have a top 5 today, but it will be a top 5 that I found on each of these individual free sweepstakes sites, and to just show them a little bit of love. I always use, obviously, ultracontest.com, as you've heard before, and yes, they are on this week's list because they had a great sweep that was put out there. But we'll go from 5 to 1, give a little shout out to the sweepstakes sites, and I'll post a link to the site that has the sweep. So you could click on that, and then you could click on the actual link to take you to the sweep. Coming up at number 5, this comes from the freebie guys. So the freebie guy, I know from giveaways on Instagram, where you can tag a bunch of people that you know, and then he'll pick a winner and DM you or post your name on his site. Gives away great stuff, PlayStations and TVs and this and that, and he's got ton of great deals. Haven't won anything from him yet because he has an amazingly huge following. But on his website, I did find the MOTS 2025 Back to School Sweepstakes. So this is kind of a two-parter. There is a grand prize. it's going to be a 4-day and 3-night trip for the grand prize winner and 3 guests to New York City. And looks like it includes round-trip coach air transportation for those folks from a major commercial airport, boarding, $1,500 in spending money, $500 voucher to spend at the Nintendo flagship store in New York, which is called Nintendo New York, and a Switch 2 system with a download code. It's like a $10,000 prize. I don't know if I would take the airfare myself if I won, because it's about a 2-hour drive. But I'm personally not entering for the trip. This is a daily, and it ends on September 30th. I'm entering it because also 100 winners are each going to get a Nintendo Switch 2 and a download code, and that retail value, guess what, gets just under $600 at $550, $560 thereabouts. US DC 21 and older. Great contest. I'll include the link in the link notes. But that is the Mott's 2025 Back to School Sweepstakes, brought to you by the Freebie Guy at number 5. Coming up at number 4, another great site that I've mentioned before, Sweeties Sweeps. And this is the free one, so I will post a link to Sweeties Sweeps. They posted the Norwegian Cruise Line Escape to the Great Life Sweepstakes, 250 winners. So, if you're on a dry spell, like I said, change that email. Enter this one, 250 4-day cruises for 2 to Great Stirrup Cay from Norwegian Cruise Lines. It's an island in the Bahamas. Looks like a nice trip. Balcony accommodations for the winner and 1 guest. You got to be 21 or older. Aboard Norwegian Getaway for a 4-night Bahamas trip departing from Miami, Florida on August 10th, 2026. So this will be for next year. The sweep actually ends this August 31st. It is a one and done, but your trip will be for next August. The prize includes, and this you have to be careful on this one, voyage fare, taxes, fees, the More at Sea package, and service charges for a winner and 1 guest, retail value $1,900. The prize does not include air transportation, ground transportation, shore excursions, and other personal expenditures. That being said, 250 trips. So hats off to Sweetie Sweeps. Great sweepstakes. I don't really travel, so I'm not entering, but I figured people would like to know about this one if you don't already don't. And if you do, I hope you win. And I hope you email me at sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com and tell me that you won. Coming in at number 3, and you know that for episode 40 last week, I was talking all about cars. Well, this one kind of slipped by me, but I was able to find it on ultracontest.com. The Total Energies Summer Sweepstakes. 1 grand prize, a brand new Kia K4, retail value $21,990. Open to legal residents of the contiguous United States, D.C., ages 18 or older, 19 in Alabama, Nebraska, 21 in Mississippi. This one goes from July 10th till November 30th. Now, it says maximum of 6 entries. When you click on Enter Contest, they will have a form for entry number 1. The next 5 entries, you can get one of 2 ways. If you do a Total Energies quartz engine oil change at a participating Kia dealership, not sure which ones participate or use that. Basically, you got to upload a photo of the receipt or do as I did. They do have a mail-in option. So you're going to get at least 1 entry, by doing the form. You will get a second entry by hand printing a 3x5 and mailing it in a number 10 business-sized envelope. And that you can do in lieu of getting an oil change at a participating Kia dealership. And the stamp, to me, is well worth the price of admission for a chance to win a car. So good luck to everybody who gets into that sweep. Fingers crossed for you and myself. That's at number 3. Number 2. This is going to be a site that I don't think I ever talked about, but I found this sweep on it, and I want to give them a shout out. This is Sweepstakes Bible. And the sweep that I found on their site, the Car Guru's Big Summer Giveaway. Win a new Nissan Kicks SR and $20,000 cash. Open to all of our friends in the 50 United States and D.C. Total retail value over $60,000. It's running from July 29th. It is ending on August 29th. And Sweepstakes Bible even posts the draw date, which is listed here as September 2nd. I absolutely love that they do that. And underneath, they also give you a difficulty level. They're saying it's a 1 out of 5. So what you can do, you have a maximum of 6 entries per person. So there's going to be a web form that you can fill out. You also get another entry for a TikTok follow, another entry for an Instagram follow, and then you can refer up to 3 people for bonus entries. So I have a lot of folks in my life that aren't sweepers, but they've seen all the stuff I win and say, hey, if there's a easy sweepstakes that I can enter, send it over. Well, this is one of them. So I'll send it to my mom or my buddy's stepdad, my buddy Fran, who's the shop foreman at my former dealership. And I'll just throw them out there and, have people take a shot. Nothing would make me happier than having a non-sweeper person win one of these prizes because I told them about it. So that would make me feel wonderful for being the conduit for that to happen. Nissan Kicks, car's worth about $40,000. They're going to give you a check for 20 as well. That more than offsets the taxes for that. So shout out to Sweepstakes Bible. Love the look of the website. Love the breakdown. Love the listing of dates, difficulty levels, very specific instructions on how to enter. So if you're new to sweeping, check out Sweepstakes Bible. Great page. And coming up last, but certainly not least, and a site that I've mentioned before, Sweepstakes Advantage. They do have a premium paywall membership, but you can also go on their free side, and this is where I found something that I think I took advantage of last year. Didn't win, unfortunately, but here's trying once again this year. The Bear 2026 Color of the Year Sweepstakes. One winner will receive a $50,000 cash prize via check. 18 plus in the United States, essentially a one and done, and it's ending quickly. This is going to end on August 13th. They do have a way that you can enter by obviously buying some Bear paint and uploading that information online just to prove that you were able to purchase it and follow them on social media. I again am going by the official rules and doing the mail-in because as of right now I don't need any paint, so I'm not going to go buy paint just for the sake of buying paint so it could dry out, and paint is not cheap. Especially Bear, they make a very high quality product. But good luck to everybody who enters this one. And if you win, remember me. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, $50,000 via check. That would be wonderful. So we covered a lot of things, and I'm looking at my notes. Want to make sure that I didn't forget anything, but we got our top 5 in. We got our shout outs for all of the wonderful sites out there: Sweepstakes Advantage, Sweepstakes Bible, of course, ultracontest.com, Sweetie Sweeps, and the freebie guy, as well as if you're looking to end your dry streak, change it up a little bit, change that email, and if possible, give iwincontest.com a try. So, looks like I got everything out that I wanted to get out, and we got just past half an hour, so not too long, not too short, and I'll be back in the working class soon, I promise. I'm going to find something great, hopefully something, not to put anybody down, but hopefully something out of the car business. Want to switch it up a little bit and see if we could change anything in life. But that's going to do it for me. I am your friend, Jay Victor. This has been another episode of Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast. Keep an eye out for upcoming podcasts that have to do with sweepstakes, and possibly a brand new up-and-coming podcast about the car business. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. It's been great talking to you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
This has been a father and son production.